Welcome. This is Soothing Whispers, ASMR. As always, if there are any words or sounds you would like to see me perform, please leave them below in the comments. As I've mentioned a few times before on my channel, I used to horseback ride, and this is a book I found from those times. I thought we could go through and read some of the horse quotes together. The sight of that pony did something to me I've never quite been able to explain. He was more than tremendous strength and speed and beauty of motion. He set me dreaming. Walt Moray. And here we have some more lovely horse sketches. Experienced riders are not prone to brag, and usually newcomers, if they start out being boastful, end up modest. See J.J. Mullen. It is not enough for a man to know how to ride. He must know how to fall. Mexican proverb. One of my old favorites. God forbid that I should go to any heaven in which there are no horses. R.B. Cunningham Graham. A lovely horse is always an experience. It is an emotional experience of the kind that is spoiled by words. We kept him until he died, and sat with him during those long last minutes when a horse comes closest to seeming human. See J.J. Mullen. A horse gallops with his lungs, perseveres with his heart, and wins with his character. Tessia. Easy. Relax. Calm. A Hibernian sage once wrote that there are 3 things a man never forgets: the girl of his early youth, a devoted teacher, and a great horse. See J.J. Mullen. She was so light on her feet, she danced down the planks and hardly seemed to feel the ground, and she moved with the swaying to and fro of her deer's head in a way to make you think of open moors and flowing airs. The gleaming sun was delighted with her bay coat. Bay is one of the more common horse colors. A bay horse has a brown body and a black mane and tail. an instinct sympathy which makes horse and master one heart, one pulse, one understanding love, is never made but born. George Agnew Chamberlain. I will not change my horse with any that treads but on four pasterns. When I bestride him, I soar, I am a hawk. He trots the air, the earth sings when he touches it. The barest horn of his hoof is more musical than the pipe of Hermes. William Shakespeare. It was quite customary, as late as 1890, to see a countryman returning from the market, fast asleep, slumped forward over his saddle-bar, while his horse plodded his own way home. Dorothy Hartley. The wagon rests in winter, the sleigh in summer, the horse never. Yiddish proverb. Horse, thou art truly a creature without equal, for thou fliest without wings and conquerest without sword. The Quran. All our best horses have Arab blood, and once in a while it seems to have come out and show in every part of the creature, in his frame, his power, and his wild, free roving spirit. Ernest Thompson Seton. I purchased some classics on horse care. I gradually came to understand they were like 19th century religious tomes on how to save your soul. Objective, good, instructions, extremely detailed, practical application, impossible. C. J. Mullen. Care and not fine stables makes a good horse. Danish proverb. I stole an office supply. My early riding days were spent on the wooden or rocking variety of mounts. Armchairs, bedsteads, all served in my apprenticeship. In fact, my parents' furniture still bears the mark of my whip and improvised spurs. Alan Oliver. One of the earliest religious disappointments in a young girl's life develops upon her unanswered prayer for a horse. What a horse does under compulsion is done without understanding, and there is no beauty in it either, any more than if one should whip or spur a dancer. Xenophon. It takes all the dignity out of a horse to make him do tricks. Why, a trick horse is kind of like an actor. No dignity, no character of his own. John Steinbeck. Go anywhere in England where there are natural, wholesome, contented, and really nice English people, and what do you always find? That the stables are the real center of the household. George Bernard Shaw. If you have it, it is for life. It is a disease for which there is no cure. You will go on riding even after they have to haul you onto a comfortable, wise old cob with feet like inverted buckets and a back like a fireside chair. Monica Dickens. Brushes in hand, I would wait a while. At last the mothers, seeing I was harmless, resumed grazing, while I stood up, crept nearer, and began to work. A large, fattish brush for the sky, another for the moor. How simple the whole thing was at that scale, how much better the result. The ponies, the little foals with white legs, made designs at whichever angle I approached. Sir Alfred Munnings. There is something about the outside of a horse that is good for the inside of a man. Sir Winston Churchill. I know that name. A good rider on a good horse is as much above himself and others as the world can make him. Lord Herbert. It is hard enough to strike off at a canter from a walk with one horse, but to have 8 horses doing this at the same time without the slightest raggedness is a work of art. Visitor to the Spanish Riding School, Vienna. And these are both sketches of performers from the Spanish Riding School. I actually managed to visit once. It was phenomenal. I highly recommend it. Although, if you're like my father, who finds dressage boring, you might want to avoid it. In my father's words, he would rather watch cement sets. Dressage is a particular form of art of riding. It's compared to horse dancing. There's no over fences work. The horses do a lot of very, very cool maneuvers. I can't do it, but I enjoy watching it. Even the most forlorn thoroughbred, seen at a distance, like a woman outside the fence at an army camp, is flawlessly beautiful. Joe Flattery. You cannot judge of the horse by the harness. Proverb. And with that, we have come to the end of our video. As always, I wish you a wonderful day and a wonderful night.